Hey guys, Absolute Boris here. The mail's not gonna run today and I was expecting some books. Oh well. I looked into this, In Mother Russia we do have a history class and we learn about different things, but what's this holiday for? A Columbus Day. Who was this Christopher Colombo guy? So I asked my friend J.S. He said, hey, Boris, read this book. A People's History of the United States. Wow. Okay. Let's see who this Columbus guy was. Bear with me here, people. All right. Oh. Okay. Nice. Oh, I'm supposed to read to you. Okay. Arawak men and women, naked, tawny, and full of wonder, emerged from their villages onto the island's beaches and swam out to get a closer look at the strange big boat. This was October the 12th. When Columbus and his sailors came ashore carrying swords, speaking oddly, the Arawaks ran to greet them, brought them food, water, gifts. He later wrote of this in his log, Christopher Columbus. They brought us parrots and balls of cotton, and spears and many other things, which they exchanged for the glass beads and hawk's bells. They willingly traded everything they owned. They were well built, with good bodies and handsome features. They do not bear arms, and do not know arms. For I showed them a sword. They took it by the edge, and they cut themselves out of ignorance. They have no iron. Their spears are made of cane. They would make fine servants. With 50 men, we could subjugate them all and make them do whatever we want. Wow. This Columbus guy is kind of ruthless. He take out the sword, he hold it out, and the native touched the sword and cut themselves out of ignorance. They don't know that the sword is dangerous. Wow. This was in 1492. Okay, this is a very big book. I mean, I like a children's book. So ask JS. So, this is only, 700 pages. I could read this, but it take me a while. I have to sit in my office for a little while for that. So they had the cane spears, from what Columbus said, and it's sound like very primitive versus the sword, something like this. But they did not even approach them with violence. They approached them with gifts. So I said, JS, please explain better to me. He said, well, here's a book that I used to get read when I was a little boy. It's called The Young Folks Shelf of Books, and this is number 8, Stories from History. Okay, there's a whole thing in here called The Great Discoveries, and it talk about Magellan and other people, and then it goes into Christopher Colombo. But it does not give enough about the Christopher Colombo, in my opinion. It does not touch on anything that the first 2 paragraphs of this big book has. For me, this is what they call Horatio Algiers story. It's made up. It's not worth reading. It's a waste of time. So I said, JS, come on now, help me. I want to know these things. So he gave me one of his books. This book is called Rooting Branches by J.S. Moore. They got this at your library. You get it on Amazon, wherever. Okay, there's a whole chapter in here called Educations. All right. Ooh, I like this song. We don't need no education. We don't need no thought control. No dark sarcasm in the classroom. Teachers, leave them kids alone. Hey, teacher, leave us kids alone. All in all, we're just another brick in the wall. And then the JS goes on to write, it bothers me that every October the United States celebrates Columbus Day. Why? Well, it's a disservice to the people that were already here, to say the least. To say that Christopher Columbus discovered the New World, it's troubling that this man is remembered as some kind of a hero. He was a professed Christian, someone tells me. Well, does that make him a hero? Does this mean he practiced what Jesus preached? Did he hand out "What would Jesus do" bracelets to his crewmen so they asked themselves, what would Jesus do, before they raped the females that they would encounter? Seriously, anyone who thinks Christopher Columbus is a hero is both naive and ignorant of real history. They only know what they were taught in the 3rd grade about Christopher Columbus. That's like calling George W. Bush a Vietnam War hero. It's like saying Adolf Hitler was a humanitarian. So what exactly did Christopher Columbus do that was so wrong? Well, for one, he enslaved the natives that he found, and he made them search for gold. Made them, forced them. Literally, he worked them until their backs broke. If they returned to him without gold, he severed a limb, usually a hand. Here's a picture of Christoph cutting off one of the Arawak Indians' hands. Why is that information not taught to children in school? Is it too graphic? Someone says education should be age appropriate. Well, I say that education should be truth. When young, we can be molded. Brainwashed is a good word. If we are taught something early on in our lives to be the truth, then it's very hard to shake that truth, even when it's a lie. That's why people take their kids to church and learn about God when they are young. So in the hearts and minds of most Americans, Christopher Columbus was a hero, a saint, a pious individual that accidentally found the Americas. We are taught in school about the pilgrims who came over on the Mayflower and their interaction with the natives, but we are only given information that is so far from the truth. Suggested listening comes from Lou Reed. You know, Lou Reed, Velvet Underground. I think he just passed away maybe last year, but the song is called Sad Song. Well, I read this and I sit down and I talk to Jason about this, and you know, we could go on and on, but we'll make this a part 1, and coming up, maybe we'll have a part 2, part 3. Anybody else interested in this? If you like this video, you know, tell your friends. If you don't like this video, I'm sorry. Go back to reading your 3rd grade history book. I'm joking. Anyway, I hope you have a good day, and I hope your discoveries today are actually favorable. God bless you.